I know. What was that?
It's a little silent.
Oh, a little silence. Yes.
Is that what you? Are we on camera too?
No, just me. Just me.
Okay.
Yes. Welcome to our first ever yoga teacher training open house for prospective students, which we are videotaping as well. My name is Sarah Kimball. I'm the founder and lead teacher of Intentional Embodiment Yoga School. In December of 2018, Anya Myrtle, a teacher here at Bar Coast, told me that her New Year's resolution was to become a yoga teacher and asked me where she should take her training. I had completed my advanced training with Jason Crandall that July and really couldn't recommend anything other than going to California to study with him. She looked me in the eye and said, "Can't you just teach me then?" And I said, I mean, I can, I'm qualified to, but I don't even know how to get started with that. And she said, if you figure out how to teach me how to be a yoga teacher, I'll handle all the business of starting a teacher training. And Intentional Embodiment Yoga was born. She made me name it. The name means embody your intention, which is what I try to do in every yoga pose I do. It took me about 3 months to create the program before I approached Kristen at Bar Coast and asked her if I could rent the studio in March 2019. She was thrilled to support me and knew it would be a great addition to our community, but had never wanted to do a yoga teacher training herself. It took me another 2 months to get the training through the approval process with Yoga Alliance. And by the end of July 2019, we were wheels up, making the public announcement that the first ever yoga teacher training would be offered at Bar Coast. Our first group of trainees graduated in 2020. Regina representing that crew today. Thank you. They graduated 1 week after COVID lockdowns. Now, here we are offering this training for the 5th time at Bar Coast. Every time we re-offer this training, I tweak the content slightly based on the feedback from the previous groups. And then as a graduate of this program, you are welcome to come and sit in to any of the future 200-hour trainings that I offer. You can pop in to practice with us, you can pop in to take the anatomy apart again, you can be like, hey, I'm leaving, I'm not in a program anymore, and just walk out, philosophy, whatever you want to do. And we try to have little gatherings with. So here are just some of our graduates. Are you all going to be on camera now? Yay! Okay, let's do it for the other video too. Say hi, graduates. Okay, thank you. So this year's training schedule will run as a 9-month program, very similar to our last program, March through November 2024. We'll meet as a group 25 days in person, 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. Generally, we will meet 3 times every month, except for in June through August, because everyone's too busy having summer. So we'll only meet twice just to stay connected. And then in November, when you're going to start to be really sad that it's over, we're going to meet 4 times in that month. I anticipate that you will need to miss 1 to 3 sessions during the whole period. It's so hard to plan your life out for a year. Believe me, I know, because I plan my life out every year in November. Most students do miss, and in the event of an absence, content will be video recorded for your review, and you're also welcome to call in via FaceTime or Google Chat for portions of the day if it's possible, for you or for us, wherever we are. One of our graduates last year, she was supposed to be here today, but then family things came up. Maddie McCain actually had a lot of absences and did a lot of the online work. And so she's the one I'm going to point you to if you're like, can it really work? Our sessions, as I said, will be 7-hour days, which is going to go so fast most days for you. We'll start with our own practice from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. And then we'll break for 15 minutes to grab lunch, which we'll eat together. So many students head next door to High Tide or pack a lunch to have here. We have a refrigerator and a microwave on site. We'll spend the 2 hours of lunch in a lecture format. It will look very much like this, and you guys like that. Studying either yoga anatomy or yoga philosophy, All of our required reading books are right up here for you to peruse later, as well as the first 6 pages of the manual, Yoga Alliance requirements and all that stuff to peek at. Well, I'm also going to advise people this year to get the Complete Anatomy Yoga app. It won't be mandatory, but it's really helpful. We'll be studying Yoga Anatomy by Leslie Kaminoff, which is also offered free online. The Yoga Sutras of Patanjali, Light on Life by B.K.S. Iyengar, and the Bhagavad Gita. So some of you guys might want to come back for that. Those are the translations that I like to use, but I don't care if you already have the books and you want to use your own translation. We'll figure out how to. It'll be annoying, like what page are you on, but it's manageable. After we do philosophy or anatomy for the day, we'll take another 5-minute break, and then we'll have a short, like 25-minute practice to just kind of like move around, because it is a lot on your body to sit and listen. And then after that, we'll go into the last 2 hours of the day will be spent learning how to teach yoga. The general sequence that you will be taught is broken down into 10 asana families, and this is how we will study them. In March, we'll focus on sun salutations. In April, the Warrior 2 family. In May, the Warrior 1 family. In June, standing balances. In July, back bends, arm balances, and inversions will be grouped together. In August, forward folds and twists. And then in September, Shavasana, Sukhasana, and assisting. In October, you'll be putting it all together. And in November, you will be able to teach an hour class confidently. And you might not believe you're confidently, but I will be confident that you can teach an hour class. As we learn the general sequence, we will also incorporate the key principles for sequencing and environmental cueing, verbal, visual, physical cues. You'll learn appropriate pacing and how to give and receive feedback. And then in our final month, we really cover things that gets everybody excited. In the beginning, you're just being a student. Yogi Bhajan said once your cup fills up and starts to overflow, that's when you get to share. So in November, we'll go over how to teach a yoga class, from unlocking the front door to start class to locking it at the end and everything in between. You'll learn how to incorporate your knowledge, skills, and experience across the 12 key competencies of Yoga Alliance. And we'll go over the ethical guidelines for yoga teachers, common pitfalls for yoga teachers, and teaching with physical or philosophical themes, and teaching yoga to beginners. We'll also do business of yoga, which is one of my favorite things to do, including yoga-related professional organizations like Yoga Alliance, ethical commitment, the scope of practice, code of conduct, a lifetime of learning and continuing education, general professionalism, including timeliness, consistency, cleanliness, marketing and promotion, liability insurance, waivers, invoicing, teaching with passion, revenue streams, getting hired, teaching private sessions and workshops, and we'll even have a photo shoot at the end to help you start with your resume. In addition to our time together as a group, this year for the first time ever, I will be working with each student individually for 5 hours of private lessons. Private lessons with me retail for $100 to $120 per hour. So you'll also receive 16 hours of online content to help you with your techniques, training, practice, and anatomy. And then you'll be required to attend 15 yoga classes of your choice, anywhere, here at Bar Coast or any other studio, including online classes. It can be vinyasa, it can be yin yoga, it can be kundalini, it can be like acro yoga or the trapeze yoga, that might be the same thing. Anywhere you want, Y yoga, whatever you want to do. And then each month, you're going to turn in 2 practice logs, which I have an example of up there to me. Either digitally, email it to me, or print it and send it to me. And in that, you'll talk about your reflection on the class, including how did the teacher greet people? How did they end class? Did they take care of the room? 3 things you enjoyed, 1 thing you didn't enjoy, and one thing you learned during that practice, either about practice or yourself. Once a month during a training day, I'll be holding a workshop for you that will also be open to the public. In March, we'll do Foundations in Flow, which has been a really popular workshop. In April, a hip opening workshop. In May, the Core of Yoga, which is a debuting workshop that I've never done. In June, shoulder opening. And in July, meditation and breathwork co-led with Anya, which is the same one that Anya and I are leading next weekend too. So, in conclusion, the study of yoga is inherently an individual process, as is becoming a yoga teacher. We all develop at our own pace. I have to design a general program to have something to sell. But as a teacher, I know that one size does not fit all. My commitment is to your success, and during those 9 months together, we will need to tailor some things to you individually. I can't tell you what those things are right now, but I can tell you that I anticipate them happening, and I'm not afraid of that happening. So, do any of my graduates, I meant to ask you this to have you ready, but I didn't. Any of you remember anything I did individually for you? It can be no. Like, what? She didn't know I was a person?
Well, you were just very accommodating when I had to miss. When I had to miss classes, you were very helpful in helping me to catch up and stay on track. So that, to me, that was a big help, and I probably wouldn't have finished if it weren't. So.
I'd like to say something.
Yes, please, Kate.
You believed in me more than I did. That was a wonderful experience for me, and I will never forget it, and it's helped me in lots of ways in other areas of my life. So, thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
I think personally I have a lot of questions,
Mm.
and so your level of patience with my minutia questions was really nice. And you did kind of point that out. Gee, Katie, you're really a student at yoga. And I realized, I get this. I think I'm a little overdoing it.
I'm gonna put that in the I don't remember saying that list.
I'm a real student of you. I was like, I'm sensing.
You guys don't have to talk. You've already talked. Our newest graduates. I know. Tell them where you got jobs.
I got a job at the West Early Y as a yoga teacher.
When do you start?
I start tomorrow
Nice.
at 5:30.
Nice.
I'm going to be starting teaching at Bend Studio in their Kingston location at 6:30 a.m. on Sunday morning.
New development.
That's a
Thank
brave
you
woman.
guys. Thank you. Awesome. So, finally the ask. Ready to buy your timeshare? Yoga teacher training costs $3,000. This is basically the same amount that every yoga teacher before you has made. It works out to be about $16 per hour, which is cheaper than a drop-in yoga class, and I would say very much more valuable. I don't want cost to be the thing that holds you back from embodying your intention. I'm happy to accept tuition in a form of a payment plan that's only between you and me, not between Barcoast or anyone else. I'm not gonna hold a credit card or anything along those lines. One model I've offered to people in this training is 9 monthly payments of $334, which would be an even payment. And these payments are directly to me via cash, check, or Venmo. If you want to do PayPal, I'm actually going to charge you more. I don't know what, because their fees are so outrageous. It makes me so mad when one of my private students now pays me all the time, and I'm like, that's. But I haven't upped his rate yet, because I'm really bad at that. But the only caveat, so you can come up with your own payment plan too that would work best for your life, however you want to do it. The only caveat is that I will not give you a diploma because it's just not right until you've paid in full. It's not right to all the other teachers before you. And as a thank you for attending this workshop, either here or live stream, we'll extend the early bird discount of $2,800 if you're paid in full by next Saturday, which is February 10th. Otherwise, payment plans are fine. So thank you so much for taking the time to listen to me. Now you can have your timeshare. Does anyone have any questions they'd like to ask in the group setting? Okay, you know where to find me. You can ask me them either digitally or in person, and there's a lot of information up here to peruse. Thank you.